Field engineer habits in construction. Daily practices that prevent rework. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about habits that will literally make you as a field engineer. And the good part about that is it will make you for your future roles, because that doesn't mean that people are smarter, but the most successful, meaning the person is supported the most, people in construction have been through the field engineering role. And people don't like to hear that a lot because, some people are like, well, I didn't get there and I'm still special. You are still special. I think you're A+. Like, you all know that I freaking love you, but that means that I want the best for you and I want the best for everybody. Let me give you a quick analogy. Let's say you have beautiful teeth, right? And I'm like, the people that go to the dentist often have the most healthy teeth. And people are like, well, I don't go to the dentist and I still have beautiful teeth. I know you have beautiful teeth. I love your teeth. I think they're great. But going to a dentist and getting that deep cleaning and making sure that they're straight is a jam, and will take your A+ teeth with A+ care and get you an A+ experience, right? And you won't have to do those horrible deep cleanings like I did after the first 5 years of construction, where I ignored my dental care. So I do not ignore that anymore. I feel like I live at the dentist's office. I'm always taking care of my jam. So same thing. You're an A+ human, but you've got to have A+ experiences. And if you've already passed the field engineer role and you're on to bigger and better things, at least help me teach it to the folks that can go through it, that this is the way. I'm telling you, if we want to take construction to 2.0, we will go back to the field engineering basics. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the key habits that will make you as a field engineer as we go through, oh my gosh, this is so good, a 20 video series about field engineering that will then be turned into a book. I'm so excited. So let's go ahead and do this right now. I've written these down ahead of time so don't take your time, but I'm going to sketch a little bit over here on most of these to explain why they're so important. First thing, figure it out. This is how I visualize it in my brain. When you go to a project site, you can have a brown field, you can have a green field, or you can be demolishing a building and then building something new, or it could be a renovation. But I think of an open field. There's nobody here anywhere actually, except for you and the project delivery team for the general contractor and your trades. There's nobody that's gonna come tell you how to go build a building, right? You literally, when you start this, you might have 2 control points, a design benchmark, right, which will provide your basis of bearings, and then you have this open plot of land. The reason I'm explaining this is because figuring things out, although I do believe in shoulder-to-shoulder mentoring and guiding, because that's the ideal way to teach and mentor, figuring things out is a skill that everyone should adopt, because when it comes down to, okay, now we're going to go ahead and build this building. We're going to do primary, secondary working control. We're going to get the materials jamming. We're going to build roadways. We're going to, whatever the case may be. This right here, nobody's going to come and hold our hand to get this where it's got to be. You're going to get an open piece of dirt. That's what you got most of the time. So figuring things out, the reason this is important is because new folks in the industry will be like, hey, I didn't know that seal detail, or I didn't know that that color wouldn't work with that type of brick. Jason, how do I get to know everything? You don't get to know everything. There's nobody that knows everything. Even the most experienced people in construction will not know those things. But what do we have? We have the ability to figure things out. That means you ask the question, you go do the research, you go drive to that office, you go with a go-getter, go-giver attitude, and you figure things out. That's the only way you're going to get from your basis of bearings to a vertical or horizontal building, or whatever it is that you're building, is this ability to figure things out. And it's going to take grit, determination, and the ability to ask questions and do research. Let's go on to the next one. Ask questions. Let's say in a day, you're asking 10 questions on average. And I've been there. I don't want to sound stupid, like, oh my gosh, like, they know this. What is this acronym? Let me tell you, I'm 44 years old. It's not that old, but I've been in construction 30 years, and I'm in meetings all the time where I'm like, what does that mean? You did this new acronym. What does that mean? And I ask, and a bunch of other adult humans, some of them over 60, are like, oh, thank you for asking that, Jason. I didn't know what that meant either. Stop being embarrassed. This number is weak sauce. These are rookie numbers. If you know, you know. Anyway, I want you at least to get to 100. If you then took it to 250, I'd be even happier. Questions, 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 questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question, but there are lazy questions, meaning if I've got ChatGPT or the Field Engineering Methods Manual, or I've got Google here, and I go interrupt somebody to ask them, that's probably a lazy question. I can do this myself. But if I can't figure this out myself, I'm going to ask it. And I'm telling you what, unless your supervisor is a dirt monkey, like, they will not mind answering the questions. They like it, feeds their ego to answer those questions. Number 3, respect for the craft. The reason I believe that field engineering is so crucial is because your boots in the mud, shoulder to shoulder with the craft. How can you disrespect somebody that you've worked next to? How can you be discriminatory? How can you look down on somebody? How can you not understand and see somebody that you're working with shoulder to shoulder every day? I don't think that you can. So there's a bond here where you and the craft are going to get super close. And I want you to know, craft workers and foremen are the kings and queens of construction. They are our heroes. Everything we do supports them. It's your job to enable them. And I want you to go develop that relationship so that throughout your career, everybody can hear it from you, smell it on you, see it on you, that you love the craft. And this will change everything. Otherwise, you'll sub-optimize and you'll turn into a classical management business manager instead of a construction leader. Number 4, wear your bags. These folks out here, they are wearing their tool bags and they're jamming out. There's nothing like seeing a field engineer in the negative that won't wear their bags, and you're waiting on them and they're like, hey, let me walk 100 feet over there. Let me go all the way back to the office. It's nonsense. Get your bags, get your tools, be out there with your total station, your automatic level, your legs, and be ready to go and show that you're actually willing to do the do and gain their respect. On to number 5, focus and drive. Here's what I want you to do. This is an analogy. If you have, let's just take your tool bags, right? There's lots of tools in your tool bags, whatever they are. This is analogous to your career. I want you to focus in your field engineering career in learning every one of these one by one in a disciplined manner, and don't try and skip. Put that tool in your tool bag and it will drive the rest of your career. The last 2 that I want to talk about actually tie together. Communicate, communicate, communicate. And what I mean is, when you're in the office, communicate and speak up with the project delivery team. When you're out in the field talking to the foreman, communicate clearly the plan. When you're out there working a field engineer with another field engineer or with a rodman or a rod person, communicate. When there's a problem, bring that back to the office, communicate. And this brings me to my last point, and this is crucial. If you are doing anything, assume everything that you do the first time is wrong. And I'll give you a fun analogy. None of us were really that good at kissing the first time. Did we give up? No, we kept trying. And so what we have got to do is make sure we keep going. And here's the point. You check it with a different person, a different technology, a different approach. Do a visual check. Ask somebody else to come help you. Check, 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 and recheck your work. You as a field engineer will not have the experience to get it right the first time, so double check and communicate, and you will be solid. I'm going to turn this into a blog post, and this will become a chapter in our future book, Elevating Construction Field Engineers. And I also want to recommend, we'll put it in the description below, the book Construction Surveying and Layout by Wes Crawford. It's amazing. Maybe by the time this video comes out, the 4th version that we're helping him with will be out. But these are the habits, and I know that they will work for you, and I hope you love this video. On we go.